I spent 100 days in Fields of Mistria. During our adventure, we'll be growing tons of crops, exploring deep into the mines, making donations to the museum, and so much more. The game introduces you to two characters, Eland and Adelon. There was an earthquake in their town, Mistria, and they're trying to recruit people to help restore it. Then we're thrown into the character creation screen, and I try to make my character look as much like me as possible, aside from the aviator goggles. We then meet Baylor, who says he'll take us over to where we'll be staying. Inside, we find Adeline, who kicks us out of the house because apparently it isn't quite ready. After tidying up, she invites us in and it actually looks pretty nice. Adeline tells us to meet up with her tomorrow so we can discuss plans to restore the town, so now it's time for bed. We awake on day 1 and the first thing we do is check the calendar. There's not much to see here and you can't actually see anyone's birthday until you meet them, which honestly makes a lot of sense. Outside, Celine gives us a hoe so we can plant our crops, but we don't actually have any. Psych! Say hello to Hayden. He even rides in on a horse, so you know he has to be cool. He then gives us a watering can and seeds to help us get started. We make sure to plant and water our seeds, and then it's time to meet up with Adeline. She tells us the town has a request board and that doing quests will allow us to increase our renown rank, or basically just the level of our town. The first quest is to introduce ourselves to the 22 people living here, and doing so will grant us some nice rewards. I spend most of the day running around meeting people until I meet I don't know what it is, but she is now the sole purpose of my 100 days. I have one goal and it is to wife this girl up. I'm playing completely blind and I know some people will probably hate on me in the comments about not maxing every single thing in every season, but this is my first time playing and this 100 days is meant for me to learn as much as I can about the game. It's more enjoyable for me to play this way rather than watch some guide or tips and tricks videos, so I just wanted to give you guys a heads up. Anyways, yes, this woman will be my wife, if she wants to of course, which I will make sure she does. I go around and I'm able to meet the rest of the citizens and meet up with Adeline to turn in our first quest where she gives us some coin and potato seeds. Before heading home though, I make sure to find a flower to give to Juniper. She's not crazy about me yet, but we'll make sure to win her over. Day 2, I'm greeted by Ellen and he has us chop down a tree to reveal this dragon statue. Cool, I guess. We can't forget to water our crops though, so we make sure to do that and then head north to the museum. A character named Errol introduces himself and explains that we can donate a plethora of items here. Not just jewels, you can donate crops, forageables, fish, and even bugs here. I only have a few things to donate though, so I drop them off and head over to see Juniper and of course give her a gift. I then collect my quest rewards next to the request board and stop by the shop to purchase a strawberry seed. It's the only one that says it will continue to produce crops after fully grown, so I feel like it's the best choice. I then head to the blacksmith and collect a pickaxe and head over to the carpenter shop to craft a few fences. They don't look amazing, but we'll make sure to decorate the farm more as we go. It's late by the time I'm done, so I go inside and get some rest. While asleep, we're greeted by the statue, Cowderus. He lets us know that we can collect essence around Mistria and offer it to him to get some special skill perks, which I will definitely be doing. Thanks to our work today, we're also able to get our town rank to level 2 and 3. Each time you increase your town rank, you'll get a little reward that you can collect next to the community board. Day 3, we of course water our crops, and we've got a quest in the mail from Adeline to discuss repairing a bridge east of town. Before doing so, I spend most of the day exploring and gathering any berries and forageables I see, and I also make sure to give Juniper a gift. In the evening, I meet up with Adeline along with a few others by the bridge. They explain that in order to repair the bridge, we'll need to collect 60 wood and stone and bring it to the drop box here. I then head back to the farm and exhaust my remaining energy collecting as many as I can. Day 4 is Rias' birthday, so I'm going to make sure to give him a gift. Today it's actually raining outside, which saves us some energy as we don't need to water our crops. I spend all morning exhausting it, collecting as much wood and stone as I can, but unfortunately we're still short of the amount I need to repair the bridge. I then collect the rewards for reaching town rank 3 and meet up with Luck at the tavern where he gives us his old bug net. I then make sure to give Rias a birthday gift and Juniper her gift. It's not her birthday, but I'll be giving her something pretty much every day. I then spend the rest of the day foraging and am able to complete our first museum set, the spring flower set, which rewards us with a chest containing a freshwater oyster. After all that though, it's getting late, so I make my way home. Also, from now on, I'll end each day showing our town rank rather than commenting on it at the end of every day. Day 5, we actually have our first harvest. It's only 3 onions, but it's better than nothing. I then spend the rest of the morning collecting bugs and grab enough wood and stone to take over to the drop box. I stop by the museum to donate what I have, and then to the bathhouse to bring Juniper a tulip and pet Dozy of course. Today must be my lucky day because Juniper actually posted a quest for a lilac on the quest board, so we're going to make sure we do that. In the evening, we complete the quest and she makes us drink this weird potion that she brewed. It almost kills me, but that isn't gonna stop me. She gives us a free bath afterwards though, and even says that the next 5 are on the house. This is actually really useful, as each time you take a bath, your stamina is restored to full. I then clear out some more area of our farm and purchase a farming upgrade that will sometimes grant us seeds when harvesting forageables, and a mining upgrade that allows us to make copper bars with less copper. Day 6, I water my crops and open my mailbox to see that Juniper sent us a gift. See, she's already into me. This gift was a crystal ball, and I was just going to use it as decoration, but it turns out it actually tells you what the weather's going to be like tomorrow, which is really useful. Despite dropping off the materials, I forgot to let Adeline know, so we talk to her and then watch as the bridge gets repaired. Apparently, this will let the Saturday market merchants come, so we'll keep an eye out for them. I then stop by the museum, and Errol lets us know that if we reach stone level town rank, he'll open up the mines for us. I then deliver Juniper her daily gift and spend the rest of the day catching bugs and exploring. Day 7, it's thunderstorming, but more importantly, our potatoes and strawberry are ready to be harvested, so I head straight to the museum to drop them off. I then head to the store to purchase some cabbage seeds, give Juniper her gift, and purchase a fishing upgrade from the statue. I do this because immediately after, I head down to the beach and purchase a fishing rod. I don't catch anything crazy, but I do spend most of the day fishing and drop off anything I do find at the museum. I then meet up with Ulrich to turn in a quest and then make my way home and into bed. Day 8, I'm super excited to fish, and I even catch a copper crate. Inside isn't anything crazy, but I do get some gold and a sapphire. I have a little bit of gold now, so I stop by the shop and upgrade our inventory to hold 10 more items. Then I meet up with Adeline, and she tells us she wants to grow 10 crops for a quest, and even gives us 10 potato seeds to do so. Then I stop by the bathhouse to say hi to Juniper and use one of the free baths to replenish our stamina. Afterwards, I fish up another copper crate, and I feel like I got something pretty rare. Inside this chest was 4 strawberry seeds. This is insane because not only do you normally purchase these for 300 gold, but they will also reproduce for the remainder of the season, so getting them this early in spring feels really lucky. In the evening, I fish up our first artifact, which ended up being a giant fish scale, so we donate it and then head back home. Day 9, it's raining again, but since our town rank is now stone, we head up north and talk to Errol about the mines. He's hesitant, but eventually agrees to open them up. Inside, we find another statue, which is honestly so nice because we don't have to go all the way back home to upgrade our skills. I don't have much essence right now, but I do purchase an upgrade that will sometimes allow treasure floors to spawn in the mine. We only end up exploring 5 floors today, but I do make sure to collect lots of copper and even find some rubies too. I stop by the bathhouse and give one of them to Juniper, but she doesn't seem too interested in it. I then spend some time fishing and stumble upon this massive shadow of a fish. I reel it in and turns out it's a paddlefish, so that's going straight into the museum. I then spend the rest of the evening clearing out the farm and then head to bed. Day 10 is Ulrich's birthday, so we'll make sure to bring him something. We start the day as usual by watering our crops and stop by the museum to complete the multi-season insect set and complete a quest with Maple. I then give Ulrich his birthday present and get a crafting lesson from Rias at his place. I then of course give Juniper her present and then spend the rest of the day fishing. I did catch this massive sunfish while doing so, which I thought was super cool. I got this weird bench as a quest reward and I thought it would look good outside, but honestly it really doesn't. Anyways, it's now late, so I head inside and into bed. Day 11, we start by watering our crops, and I then head over to the blacksmith to purchase a copper pickaxe. I then make my way over to the mines, and I'm hoping to collect lots of copper. I spend literally the entire day collecting ores, gems, and new items for the museum. Afterwards, we meet up with March for a quest, and he teaches us how to forge our own items. Had I known this, I probably wouldn't have purchased the copper pickaxe, but oh well. I then turn my copper into bars and am able to craft myself a copper axe. By the time we're done, it's getting late, so I stop by and drop off Juniper's gift and then head to sleep. During the night, Calderus grants us access to a new spell that will allow us to fully restore our health and mana, which is going to be super useful. Day 12, we of course water our crops, and I yearn for the mines, so back down I go. I collect all the copper I see, and afterwards stop at the museum to complete the upper mines forage set. I then meet up with Juniper and actually discover a gift that she really likes. From now on, anytime I see these red mushrooms, I'll be saving them for her. I then head back to the farm and spend some of our essence on some upgrades. Day 13 is our first Saturday market, so I harvest our strawberries and then check it out. There's not really anything I'm interested in, but I do purchase a candied lemon peel, so I can at least say that I got something. I spent some time foraging today, and after finding a few artifacts, pickaxe, I turn them in and am able to complete the dig site material set. I then head home and organize some chests, and I can't forget to give Juniper her gift. Then I head over and smelt some copper and am able to craft a copper watering can and copper fishing rod. Then I get a lesson on cooking in the tavern and head home. Day 14, Celine greets us and explains that we can gather these special flowers called Breath of Spring. She then lets us know that the more we have, the better the festival will be, so I'll be collecting as many as I can. Luckily, they're pretty easy to come by as you can get them from fishing, farming, foraging, and mining. I then make my way back to the mines as I really want to upgrade all of my tools. While exploring, we find the ladder to floor 20 and are met with a really cool cutscene. There's a special water tablet here and we now have a quest to get it translated to figure out what it means. We then make our way back up and stop by the museum to complete the spring river fish set. I then make sure to say hi to my future wife and meet up with Ellen to discuss the tablet, and just when I thought Juniper couldn't get any better, apparently she knows the language written on this tablet, so we go and talk to her. Once inside, she explains that we need to bring 4 items to the mines and that will open up the water seal on floor 20. The items are a ruby, a fish, a moth, and a mushroom, all of which can be found in the mines. I make sure to stop by the blacksmith to smelt my copper and even craft a copper shovel. I then spend the evening placing a few items in the drop box and then into bed. Day 15, we only have a few crops to water, so after doing so, we bring Juniper a strawberry. I just need to know what lies behind this water seal, so I head straight back to the mines. Luckily, I already have a ruby and the mushroom, so we just need to find the moth and the fish. Luckily, I'm able to find the moth hiding in this corner, and shortly after, we reel in the stonefish that we need. I then place the 4 items into their spots, and a priestess appears. She doesn't say much, but it's clear that we need to progress further down to learn more. She also drops a heart crystal for us, which increases our health by a decent bit. I'm basically out of stamina, so I make my way back to the farm where Calderus greets us. He says that there are 4 more seals we need to break and thanks us for breaking the water one. And as a reward, we're granted with a spell that will summon rain over our farm. Afterwards, he restores our health and energy, and I decide it's about time we start tidying up the farm. It's not perfect, but it does give me a nice way to organize my crops. Day 16, it's March's birthday, so we'll make sure to bring him a gift. I start by harvesting the crops and then till all the tiles of the farmland I made, as I want to start planting some more crops here. Afterwards, I bring a mushroom to Juniper, and today must be a big day because her heart changed from purple to blue. I then make some more copper bars and spend 4 of them to make ourselves a shiny new sword. As much as I'd like to spend 2,000 gold on an iron pickaxe, I decide to invest in 25 cabbage instead. I spend the afternoon catching a few fish and then head home and plant my new seeds. Afterwards, I head up to break this big stone, which allows us to harvest the cherry tree. This also means we've completed the spring crop set, so once turning it in, I head home, place some stone tiles as decoration, and head into bed. Day 17 is here, and it's the spring festival. Celine meets us at our door and collects the Breath of Spring flowers that we got. We ended up with a total of 35, so we'll have to see where we place. I make sure to water all my crops and then head up to see the festival. Josephine then announces the placements, and we ended up getting second. A first would have been nice, but second isn't too bad. I then of course give Juniper her daily gift and purchase a few items from the festival. I then meet up with Juniper for a quest, and she basically says she wants us to help test her potions, which we of course agree to. In the evening, I fish up my first gold crate, and inside is a bunch of money and a cake. Day 18, we make sure to water our crops and stop by the bathhouse to give Juniper her gift. I then meet with Adeline in her office, and she tells us that we need to bring her some materials to restore the old windmill. Next, I drop by the mines as I want to start collecting some iron ore. As I descend the floors, I run into a gold chest which contains a cool new helmet. I'm able to make it to floor 25 before running out of stamina, so I stop by the museum and drop a few items off. In the evening, I forge some iron and am even able to craft an iron pickaxe. After that, it's pretty late, so I head home and into bed. Day 19, we can harvest our strawberries again, and we also make sure to water all of our crops. I then clear out some space in the farm, and it's back to the mines we go. We collect any iron we see as we go, and end up making it all the way down to floor 30. I then drop some more items off at the museum, and turn in the quest to repair the windmill. By the time we're done with everything, it's already midnight, so I head back to the farm. Day 20 marks 1/5 of our challenge complete, and we start the day as usual by watering our crops. Today is the Saturday market, but once again, there's not really anything I'm interested in, so I skip out on it for now. We're able to make it down to floor 35 this time, and we've actually got a little bit of daylight still. I head over to the blacksmith and craft some iron, which I turn into a shiny new axe. In the evening, I stop by the museum and then head home and sell a few items in the drop box. Day 21, we water the crops and meet up with Hayden, who teaches us about animals. Apparently you can breed for different colors, and there's also an animal festival for us to look forward to. I then deliver Juniper her gift, and it's time to take a break from the mines and focus on some fishing. I then head home and drop all the duplicate fish off into the sell box. Day 22 is here and we're officially in the Copper Age. In the morning, I spend my essence on some upgrades and then take some time to clear out some more space in the farm. Juniper gets her gift as usual, and I then meet up with Adeline where we all spend some time tidying up the streets in Mistria. At the end, we repair a staircase and we now have access to a new area. Afterwards, I spend the rest of the day foraging and turn in a few quests. Day 23, I donate some items to the museum and even finish the spring forage set. I then spend most of the day doing some pond fishing. While I'm not necessarily trying to complete the museum in the first 100 days, I don't mind taking a bit of time to work on it. Afterwards, I meet up with Juniper and stop at the museum to complete the multi-season fish set. Apparently, there's a rare moth called the Luna moth that spawns at night, so I stay out as late as I can looking for it, but don't have any luck. Day 24, we start by watering our crops, of course, and then spend the day doing more pond fishing. It takes most of the day, but we're able to catch the final 2 fish and complete the spring pond set. Afterwards, I spend the night looking for the Luna moth, but once again, I don't end up having any luck. Day 25, I begin work on the ocean spring set and donate anything I catch in the museum. Afterwards, we meet up with Adeline in the shop and she tells us that we can now upgrade the store. We need an insane amount of materials for this, but I'm hoping to get it finished by the end of spring. Afterwards, I water my crops because apparently I forgot to, and then spend some time collecting wood at the farm. In the evening, I meet up with Juniper and then spend the night looking for the Luna moth once again. Day 26, our cabbage is ready to harvest and we sell all 25 of them into the drop box. I then spend the morning gathering more materials for the windmill and I have enough wood, but I'm still short by about 200 stone. Next, I make my way over to the mines and collect all the iron and stone that I can and even end up reaching floor 40. There we find another seal and we need to meet up with Juniper to see if she can decipher it. I then craft an iron watering can with all the ore that we found and then meet up with Juniper. She actually isn't able to figure this out on her own, so we meet up with Celine who is able to help. After some time, she's able to tell us the 4 things that we need, which can all be found in the Tide Cavern layer of the mines. Day 27, I head straight to the mines and find a cool ring in a chest that will up our defense. We already have the sapphire, but we need to catch the archerfish, find the jade dulse, and a coral mantis. After exploring a few floors, I'm able to find the coral mantis, catch the archerfish, and find the jade dulse. I stop by the museum and finish the Tide Cavern set and decide to hold off a little bit before opening up the next section of the mines. Day 28 is the final day of spring, so I'm going to try to get a lot done today. I upgrade a few things with essence and then deliver Juniper her gift. I then head straight to the mines as I'm missing some copper needed to upgrade the store. Luckily, we're able to grab enough and I then meet up with Adeline and watch as the store gets upgraded. I head inside immediately and am able to purchase another 10 inventory slots. Next, I make my way back to the mines and decide I want to open up the next area before fall. The priestess thanks us and essentially tells us once again to progress down lower to learn more. I head back to the farm and Calderus grants us a new spell that lets us instantly grow crops in a 3x3 area. Day 29, we awake to see all our old crops have withered away. Just outside of town, we collect some flowers and meet up with Juniper to give her a gift. We also get to see her new summer outfit, and all I have in my notes is the word wife in all capital letters, whatever that means. Anyways, I spend pretty much all day exploring, foraging, and catching some of the new summer fish before stopping by the museum for a huge donation. We actually got a good amount of money built up, so I spend literally all of it on this season's crops. My plan for summer is to make the farm look nicer and make a ton of money. By the time I get all the crops planted and watered, it's pretty late, so I head inside and into bed. Day 30 is actually my birthday along with Elise's. It's a rainy day today and it's honestly kind of fitting. I meet up with Juniper to give her a gift and she didn't tell me happy birthday, which kind of bummed me out. I do of course give Elise a birthday gift though and decide to spend the entire day in the mines. I'm able to make it all the way down to floor 48 and collect a massive 90 silver ore. I meet up with Juniper one last time hoping she'd wish me a happy birthday, but still no luck, so I sadly head home. Day 31, we water all of our crops and then meet up with Adeline for another repair quest. This time it's the bridge and luckily it's not too expensive material wise. I can't believe my eyes as Juniper is down by the beach today and just wow. I then head back to the farm and decide to spend some time clearing out some more debris. Afterwards, I head up to the forge and I'm able to turn all my silver into a new pickaxe and axe. With my remaining stamina, I'll clear out some more area in the farm and then head to bed. Day 32, it's raining once again and I spend the morning chopping trees as we need 300 wood to repair the bridge. It takes me most of the day, but we're able to drop off all the necessary materials. Afterwards, I see a big shadow in the ocean and reel in a grouper. Apparently it's rare, but it doesn't feel that way as I fished up another one just a few minutes later. I then deliver Juniper her gift and spend the evening sorting my items. Day 33 33, our cucumbers are ready to harvest, so we collect them and then bring Juniper and Emerald. I then head over to the mines, and inside we actually find this really cool crystal sword. I then collect as much silver as possible and even make it down to floor 50. Afterwards, we're able to complete the quest for repairing the bridge, so I check out what's over there and then head to sleep. Day 34, we water our crops and of course bring Juniper a mushroom. It's back to the mines for me though, and let's just say I am loving this crystal sword. It makes all the enemies down here an absolute breeze to deal with. I end up making it to floor 55 today and collected a ton of silver along the way. I stopped by the museum to complete the summer forage set and turn all my silver ore into 15 bars. With it, I'm able to craft a silver hoe, watering can, and fishing rod. Day 35, we water our crops and then meet up with Adeline for another quest. This time we need to collect a bunch of animal products, which I think is the game's way of saying we need to buy a barn. I do plan on doing that soon, but I really want to reach floor 60 in the mine, so back down I go. I don't find anything crazy along the way, but when I finally arrive, it says I can't currently progress. This game is still in early access, so I'm pretty sure the next part of the mines is coming in a future update, so we'll have to save that for 200 days. I then head over to the blacksmith and I spend my remaining silver crafting a shovel, bug net, and silver chestplate. Day 36, I decide it's finally time we start getting some animals, so I head over and purchase a small coop. I end up placing it in the corner of my farm and head over to Hayden's where I purchase 3 chickens. I then head home and set some food out for them before heading to bed. Day 37, our tomatoes and corn are ready to harvest and pretty much all of it goes immediately into the sell box. I then purchase a kitchen, crafting station, and barn because we're also going to need a cow. I head home and place the barn and then start to redesign the farm. I really like these white fences, but they're a lot more expensive than regular ones, so it's going to take a bit to fill out the area. I then lay out some more food for the chicks and head to bed. Day 38, our town is officially Ruby Rank, and Juniper wants to meet up with us so she can test a new potion. I make sure to harvest our freshly grown melons and then meet up with Juniper. She ends up turning us into a horse, but after a few minutes she is able to change us back. I then spend some time foraging and purchase these cool crop sign bundles from the shop. I then spend the evening working on the farm some more and purchase a cow for our barn. I then lay out some hay for him and then get some sleep. Day 39, it's raining so we can skip out on watering our crops. I make my way over to the mines and spend some time on the first floors collecting copper and a few mushrooms. I then meet up with Juniper and give her one, but by the time we're done it's getting late, so I take care of my animals and head to bed. Day 40, we harvest our crops and deliver Juniper another mushroom. I then head back to the mines and collect a few items to donate to the museum, which completes the Upper Mines artifact set and the Upper Mines insect set. I then craft some fences and decorate the farm a little bit to end the day. Day 41, I've discovered a bit of a life hack. I've been struggling to get wood recently, and apparently you can chop down all the trees around Mistria and they'll grow back the next day like nothing happened. Does this make sense? Not really, but I'm not going to complain about it. I make sure to deliver Juniper her gift and spend the rest of the day collecting more wood. Day 42, we immediately head up to chop down some trees because I've got some big plans for the farm. It's also Celine's birthday, so I bring her a flower and spend the night working on the farm and tending to the animals. Day 43, we water our crops and it's back to tree chopping. I take a break to bring Juniper a gift and then drop off an artifact at the museum. Once back home, I start laying out an area with chests as I want to make a storage area and sort the chests by season. You might be asking why I'm not doing this indoors, and that's because there's just not enough room. I also tried buying a second barn just for chest storage, but you can't actually place chests in barns, so we're going with an outdoor setup. Day 44, I begin the day by of course chopping more wood. I've been saving up materials for the first house upgrade, but unfortunately I'm about 1,000 gold short. I then spend the rest of the day in the mines and gather up any extra silver that I can. Day 45, I tend to my animals because I forgot to yesterday, and then head over and purchase the first house upgrade. I then meet up with Juniper by the docks and give her a gift and spend some time fishing by the ocean. Afterwards, I drop everything off at the museum and then back home and into bed. Day 46, I start by crafting some items and work on decorating the farm. I make sure to water all my crops and start to organize a bunch of chests by season. I then spend the day doing some more fishing and am able to complete the summer riverfish set. It's late by the time I make it back to the farm, so I head inside and get some sleep. Day 47, I tend to my animals and I've decided to adopt another cow. The milk production has been slow and I want to speed it up. Afterwards, I head into the mines and collect a red mushroom and deliver it to Juniper. Next, I grab some quest items, and since the villagers all gather in the tavern on Fridays, I'm able to turn a bunch of them in. I then end the day by crafting a few more chests for organization and head to bed. Day 48 is the Saturday market, and I drop by to give Juniper her gift and even purchase a crafting scroll and picnic basket. I then chop a bunch of trees around town and then take some time to move some chest items around. Afterwards, I head into the mines and I've got this cool new strategy to farm red mushrooms. Basically, I stand by the elevator, check to see if the floor has any red mushrooms. If not, I go back to the elevator and go to a different floor and try again. I then repeat this for the remainder of the day and end up with a total of 10, which is not bad for just spending the evening there. Day 49, I water my crops, and today is finally the day I finish my chest storage area. I craft 4 new ones and now have a decently color coordinated storage system. Green is forageables, brown is crops, and blue is fish. The rest are miscellaneous for now, but we'll work more on that later. Next, I stop by the store and purchase a bunch more seeds. I want to have a stockpile of crops, so I'll be able to redeem any quests that need them and not have to wait an entire year for summer again. I make sure to stop by the bathhouse and talk to Juniper, and then head home and plant my crops. Day 50 marks the halfway point of our challenge, and it's raining. Fine by me though, as we have over 50 crops to water now, so I'll happily let the rain do that for me. I make sure to check on my animals and then head into the mines. I have a chest for each layer of the mines, and I have almost nothing for the Tide Caverns one, so I collect pretty much everything I see. I then head home and sort the items into chests, and by the time I'm done, it's already time for bed. Day 51, I feel the urge to redecorate my house. The floor is ugly, and with it now being expanded, I want to make it look a little nicer. I spend the morning crafting all sorts of new furniture, and this is what I came up with. Okay, I know it's very spacious, but it's still an improvement from how it used to look. I then water my crops, tend to my animals, and head back into the mines to gather some more resources. I make it back home very late and barely make it to bed in time. Day 52, we complete a quest for March and then head back into the mines, and this time I'm searching for copper and resources in the upper mines. I spend pretty much all day here, but I do make sure to stop by and say hi to Juniper. Day 53, it's raining once again, and some of our crops are ready to harvest. I head back into the mines yet again, and this time in search of more silver. I have all of my tools upgraded, but I'm lacking in the armor department and would love to craft a full set of armor for myself. While exploring, I collect some cool items and were able to turn them in to complete the Deep Earth artifact set at the museum. I spend the evening organizing my items and then head to sleep. Day 54, I start my day by crafting a new wallpaper for our home. It's not perfect, but definitely an improvement. I then head over to the blacksmith and I'm able to turn my silver into a full set of armor and even craft the ring. Next, I do a bit of fishing and foraging around the map as the season is coming to an end in just a couple days. I then stop by the tavern to turn in some quests and then head to bed. Day 55, we water our crops for the last time this season, and we can't forget to tend to the animals. I then reel in this big river fish and bring Juniper another mushroom. I decide to head back into the mines to collect a few more mushrooms because I know I'm going to be busy foraging in the first few days of fall. I dig up a few artifacts and end the day with a bit more fishing. Day 56 is the Shooting Star Festival, and Elise is waiting at our door. She tells us this is actually a really romantic day and gives us a special item called a star brooch. If the person you give it to accepts it, you get to go on a romantic date and watch the stars, so I think we all know exactly who I'm giving mine to. There's no point in watering the crops today as they'll be withering away tomorrow, but I do use a growth spell to harvest the melons because I don't have any spares. I then make my way over to the bathhouse and ask Juniper to the festival. Luckily she agrees and tells us to meet her at 8 p.m. I decide to pass the time collecting any forageables laying around the island, and now it's finally time to meet up with her. We meet her at the summit and watch as the stars shoot across the sky. We talk for most of the night and end the romantic evening by walking her back into town. Day 57, the leaves are starting to fall. See what I did there? No. Anyways, the first thing we do is check the mail, and we've got a letter from Juniper. She explains that she wants our help and also not to embarrass her with the same clothes that we usually wear, so we're going to need to find a new outfit. It takes me a minute, but I end up settling on this green jacket and also lose the goggles. I spend some time sorting my items and then meet up with Juniper. She's not a huge fan of the outfit, but she still wants us to swap bodies and have us run some errands for her. We end up helping Celine and Elise before heading back and returning into our former self. This is where we run into another roadblock, being that we can't actually increase our relationship with Juniper past 6 hearts. And the update that added 6 hearts and the Shooting Star Festival literally just came out right when I started playing, but trust me, in 200 days we will be making some moves on her. Anyways, I spend a good chunk of the day foraging and then make my way over to the shop to purchase a bunch of fall crops for our farm. It's late, but before I head to bed, I make sure to water each of them. Day 58, it's raining, and I spend the morning gathering some wood and doing a good bit of fishing. I then stop by the museum to make a pretty large donation and then head back to the farm to deposit the rest of my materials. Today I'm actually feeling pretty down as I realize there's no point in bringing gifts to Juniper anymore. I still end up doing so, but I won't be making it a priority every single day like I used to. On my way home, I fish up a gold crate and then head to bed. Day 59 begins with watering our crops again, and I spend some time gathering more wood. I also stop by the dig site as I want to start chipping away at more of the artifact museum sets, but unfortunately I don't end up finding any new ones. I head back to the farm to tend to my animals and end the day by doing doing a bit of ocean fishing. Day 60, we water our crops, and we've got this really cool perk that gives us a chance to get extra seeds when we water them. I've had it for a while now, but it procced a lot today, so I wanted to bring some attention to it. Next, I stopped by the inn to bring Landon a birthday gift and then do a bit more fishing. It's back to the dig site, and we're actually able to complete the ancient artifact set, and I then spend the rest of the day working on the farm and tending to my animals before bed. Day 61 is more watering, and I head straight over to the dig site to see if we can get anything new. Next, it's back down to the mines, as it's been a bit since we've been down here. You can never have too much silver, so we grab all that we can as we proceed down. Afterwards, I organize my materials and make sure to check on our animals before heading down to the beach for a bit of fishing. Day 62, we tend to the crops and spend some time clearing out the grass around the farm. It's the Saturday market, and there's not much, but I do say hi to Juniper. I then spend some time doing some deforestation and make sure to check in on the animals. Next, I craft a few items to decorate the farm, as all we really have is just some fences, and while I do like them, it just feels like there's not enough going on around here. Day 63, I buy this cool new fence recipe from Baylor, and I really want to decorate the farm with it. If any of you have played Animal Crossing, this fence is literally just the Zen fence, and I really like that fence, so I'm going to be using it here too. Unfortunately, it isn't exactly cheap to make though, costing 3 clay each time. You can purchase clay for 50 coins, but it's still gonna burn through our money pretty quickly. Anyways, I pretty much spend the whole day doing some farm cleaning because we're going to make this place look a whole lot nicer. Day 64, we stop by the inn for a quest and check the dig site for anything new. I then head down to the beach to look for any dive spots, but I don't end up having much luck. Also, I forgot to mention these two had a little baby chick, and she's a red, which is pretty cool. Day 65 is back to the grind, and by the grind I of course mean that you should subscribe. Wait, what? That literally doesn't make sense. Anyways, I do a quick quest for Valen in the morning and stop by the bathhouse to say hi to Juniper. Today just feels like a mining day, so I head down to the Tide Caverns as I don't have very much iron. Once my inventory is full, I head back home and organize my items before bed. Day 66, our pumpkins are ready to harvest, which clears up a bit of space in our farm. I still make sure to water everything though. Today, Baylor has clay in stock, so I spend some money purchasing it so that we can make more Zen walls. We're able to craft 17 this time, which still feels a little underwhelming, but I'll take it. This is all we end up doing decoration wise for now, but I promise it will not stay this ugly. I also built this arch, which I don't know why I put it here because it really looks terrible. Anyways, I head back to the mines and I honestly don't know why. My notes are blank for this, so I guess I just went back for more silver. I have plenty, but you can never have too much. Day 67, we water the crops and back to the mines. I spend literally the entire day here, but I do at least get something new for the museum. Day 68, our cows have finally produced enough milk for the quest we started almost 30 days ago. At least I get the chicken head as a reward though, right? Also, I didn't water my crops today, so here we are at 1 p.m. I decided to head back to the beach, and there's actually a good bit of diving spots today, so I spent some time collecting those and stopped by the dig site before bed. Day 69, we just water our crops like usual. Also, I did nothing today. Like literally, I just ran around and now it's 4 p.m. I didn't decorate, I just looked around the area and didn't find anything. Day 70, it's finally raining again and we've got a new quest for the first time in like a month. I head over to Hayden's barn and Adeline explains that upgrading it would be a huge help and would allow us to purchase new animals and bigger coops. But of course, we can't just build this barn. We need to gather 400 wood, 500 stone, 8 iron ingots, and 4,000 coins, which all things considered isn't terrible, but it's not like I just have that lying around. Oh wait, I literally do. Well, time to go find Adeline and turn this in. After meeting up with her, we all gather around the barn and get to work. I head inside to see the new animals, but I don't end up buying any as I'm kind of low on food for my animals right now and I don't want them to starve, so we'll be back here later. Overnight, we get a short message saying there was a strong wind, which can't be a good thing. But what is a good thing is that our town rank went up from ruby to iron. Personally, I would think ruby is higher rated than iron, but at least we're making progress. Day 71, Hayden is at our door and he came by to check on our house after the storm. Apparently his weather vane blew off and he asked us to keep an eye out for it. I make sure to water my crops and then head up north to see if we can find it. Luckily we're able to, and it's next to this horse statue which was definitely not here last time I checked. When talking to it, I offer 100 essence and we actually have our own little horse to ride now. We make sure to head back to Hayden's barn to return the weather vane and spend some time riding around on Mistria, and this is an absolute game changer. She's so much faster than walking and it's going to save a ton of time in the long run. Day 72, it's raining again, and I decided to pull out our shovel and get a bit of a path going around our farm. I end up pretty much using all my energy by 11 a.m., but I really like how it's coming along. I then use a spell to restore some stamina and spend some time doing some more decorating. It takes me all day and it's already late, so I decide to head inside and get some rest. Day 73, we've got another quest, and this time we meet up with Adeline at the inn and she wants to upgrade this place next. This time it's definitely more expensive, needing 10 silver ingots along with a bunch of other things. things. I spend the entire day chopping trees as I'm pretty low on wood from the barn upgrade for Hayden. Day 74, we of course water our crops, and we're actually short on stone too, so into the mines we go. I spend the entire day here yet again, and I've actually come up with a decent stone collection strategy. Basically, I just go between floors 5 and 15 because there's a big area of rocks that spawn right next to the elevator. So I quickly break those, swap floors, and repeat. I get home pretty late, but I do make sure to check on all my animals before heading to bed. Day 75 is more watering, and it's back to tree chopping. All I'm missing now is these silver ingots, and luckily we have all the ore we need, so we're able to deposit everything needed into the drop box. After talking to Adeline, the entire town gathers outside and we all chip in as we're able to upgrade the inn. Inside, Josephine thanks everyone for their help, and now the inn is selling furniture. Nothing I'm super interested in, but I do purchase a coffee cup and an espresso. I then head back and organize a few things before heading to bed. Day 76, I awake and I really want to make the farm look perfect. I end up destroying the stone path and spend some time placing fences around to add to the aesthetic. I also make sure to extend the path, water the crops, add some scarecrows, and collect more wood. Day 77, it's raining again, and I'm still really low on wood from the inn upgrade, so I'm going to need a good bit to craft all the items that I want to decorate the farm with, not to mention the 500 needed for the next house upgrade. While exploring, I find some more artifacts, and I'm able to complete the Caldosian artifact set. Day 78, I place these potted plants and fix up the small path area. Today I head back to the mines yet again, as I still need more stone. I end up using the same trick as last time, and I'm able to collect a few hundred pretty quickly. Next, I finally get rid of this ugly arch and decide to work on this fencing area. I'm going for a garden-ish feel, and this is what I've got so far. Day 79, there's more rain, and I really want to get this area perfect today. I decide to connect these two areas and realize I'm one wall short, which is just great. I do really like how it's looking though. I end up adding a little crops on here too, which I feel really adds to it. Next, I craft a few wooden logs for the table and add the last wall that I was missing. I also expanded this area by one to make the statue look kind of symmetrical. I then spend the rest of the day adding little things to the area like food, decorations, and fences. Day 80, we water the crops, and it's back to decorating. I made this hay bale, which looking back was not a very good idea. I've only got like 20 hay and I've got cows to feed. Anyways, I experiment with this little stone wall ruins area, but I can't really get it to look good, so I just leave it like this for now. What I am really liking though is the garden area. Maybe we'll expand this in the future too. I then placed some more fences as I want a designated crafting area rather than just a little workbench next to the barn. Afterwards, I spend the day wandering around town, chatting it up with some villagers as I've kind of ignored most of them aside from Juniper. Day 81, there's more rain, and it feels like it's been raining a lot lately, which I'm not complaining about. Anyways, with just a few days left in the season, I decide to head down to the ocean to do a bit of fishing. I spend pretty much the whole day doing so, but I do stop by Baylor's shop to buy some more clay, and of course check on my animals. Day 82, I spend collecting a lot of wood because apparently I can never have enough. Once back home though, I craft this little campfire and a fish table, and I feel like our farm is really starting to come together. On day 83, we water our crops for the final time of the season. I know in other games, in winter you can't grow crops, so I'm interested to see what winter is like in this game. Today is also the Saturday market, but there's not really much I want as I'm looking for specifically outdoor decorations. I end up making a little picnic table here, which I think looks alright. I then spend the evening riding around on Mistmere and then head into bed. Day 84 is the final day of fall, and I decide to spend it in the mines. I have very few enemy drops, and I want to grab some more in case I need them for crafting recipes in the future. I also grab a good bit of iron as we're running pretty low after upgrading a bunch of buildings around town. I then spend the evening organizing my chest and say hi to my animals before heading to bed. Day 85 is now winter, and I absolutely love the way this place looks with snow. I make sure to clear out all my withered crops and then make my way around town collecting all the new forageables. I also make sure to stop by the shop and pick up over 10,000 coins worth of crops. Next, I head home and make sure to plant every last one of them. I even run out of room and have to make a small expansion on the side. Afterwards, I head back out and gather up every last new flower and forageable that I can find and make a pretty big deposit in the museum. It's pretty late by the time I get back home, but I make sure to tend to the animals before heading to bed. Day 86, it's actually snowing outside, and what's nice is that this counts as rain, so we don't need to water any of our crops. I then make my way down to the ocean as I really want to try and get all the winter fish before day 100. Pretty much immediately, I find this massive shadow and we reel in the oarfish. Apparently it's rare, but I'm really glad to have already caught it. We spend the rest of the day fishing, and we're even able to complete the winter ocean fish set. Day 87, we make sure to water our crops, and today I want want to start working on the winter river fish. Before doing so, I make sure to give Dell a gift as today's her birthday. During the day, we're able to reel in a few new ones, but nothing rare. All I ended up doing was fishing, but I do make sure to check on the animals before heading to bed. Day 88 is snowing again, which means it's a perfect day to fish. But today we're doing pond fish instead. I make sure to do the trick where I reel in a fish, head inside the building to reset the spawns, and repeat. It takes me most of the day, and we're able to complete the winter pond fish set, meaning all that remains is the river fish. Day 89, there isn't any snow falling, so we make sure to water our crops. Also, I fish all day, and that's pretty much it. We do catch all the river fish besides one though, so all I need is that last one to complete all of the winter fishing sets. Day 90, we of course water the crops, and you'll never guess what I did today. Okay, yeah, I fished, but I bet you didn't expect me to finish the fall crop set? While checking the museum, I realized I was missing a pumpkin, and I had some just sitting at the base that I guess I forgot to donate. I can't forget to tend to the animals though, so I make sure to say hi to them before heading to sleep. Day 91, I need to get this last fish. I was convinced that it was going to be one of those really large shadow fish and spent most of the day resetting spawns trying to find the big shadow. I eventually caved and looked it up, but it turns out it was just a medium-sized shadow fish and it's a little rare. Day 92, we water the crops yet again, and today I need a break, so we're going into the mines. I don't necessarily need anything here, it's just been a bit since I've dropped in and I want to collect some more materials. I spend most of my time in the tide cavern as I'm after the perfect sapphire. The perfect sapphire is an artifact that has a rare chance to drop from sapphire ores, and I already have the ruby and emerald one, so it's the last one that I need for the collection. I don't end up having any luck though, so I head back home and into bed. Day 93, it's snowing again, and it must be a Christmas miracle as we actually reel in the final fish needed for the winter river set, the shadow bass. I then of course bring it straight to the museum to collect our reward. I decide to head back into the mines today, and this time in search of fish. I'd like to chip away at some of the mine exclusive fish as they can be kind of a pain to get. Unfortunately, we end up striking out, so I head back home and get some sleep. Day 94, we water the crops, and all I'm really interested in today is collecting wood. I'd like to upgrade my house again before hitting 100 days, and we're going to need 500 wood and stone to do so. In the evening, I of course make sure to tend to the animals and then head to bed. Day 95, it's back to wood collecting, and while doing so, I make sure to grab any forageables and artifacts that I see. That's pretty much it for the day, aside from tending to the animals. There's not really a whole lot to do in the winter, unfortunately. Day 96, we water the crops, and today is finally the day that we're going to upgrade the house. I didn't realize we need a whopping 20 iron ingots though. Luckily, I do have enough ore, so we're able to craft all of them right away. I then head back over to the carpenters and purchase my second house upgrade. There is a third one, and I would love to be able to get it before the 100 days comes to an end, but there's just no way that I'm going to be able to collect 25,000 coins in just 3 days. Day 97 is back to the wild as I need to replenish our wood collection after our recent house upgrade, which by the way, I'm pretty sure it was just aesthetic. The inside is not any bigger. I'm all for aesthetic though, but that upgrade was not cheap. Anyways, after gathering up as many materials as I can, I tend to the animals and head to bed. Day 98, there's more snow, so I decide to upgrade a few things at the dragon statue. I make my way north and head back down into the mines. I'm still looking for the perfect sapphire, but unfortunately we don't find it. We do reel in the water balloon fish though, which we're able to bring over to the museum to complete the Tide Caverns fish set. Day 99, we water the crops and head into town to say hi to Juniper. This is one of the last times I'll get to see her, which is honestly kind of sad. I end up spending the day foraging and chopping down trees, as I know that during 200 days I'm going to need a lot of wood. Also, here's the progress we ended up making on the museum. We weren't able to 100% it, but like I said, that wasn't the goal. Next time we will be fully completing it though. Day 100 is the final day, and I'm just going to walk around and show off everything that happened so far while I give you my closing thoughts. Fields of Mistria is an early access game, meaning it isn't complete. In spite of that, would I recommend the game to you? I'd say yes. It's got a very reasonable price point of around $13. Also, you may be asking, why make this a 100 days video and not a 100% video? Well, there's two reasons. One is that the game currently doesn't have any achievements, which is what I personally base my 100% completion status off of. And two, the game is in early access, meaning they may add more stuff in the future, and even if I were to 100% the museum, they would definitely add more things to that as well. Well, what did I think though? Did I enjoy the game? Well, yes and no. I absolutely love playing the first 2 or 3 seasons of the game, but once I started to run into some progression blocks, I would struggle on finding things to keep myself busy. I couldn't progress further in the mines, and I wasn't able to increase my relationship with Juniper. Now again, this is an early access game, meaning I knew the game wasn't complete going into it, but the state of the game currently still has a ton to offer and it's already pretty popular. Anyways, the entire 100 days took me just under 28 hours and around 50 hours if you include the script writing and editing. I'm really passionate about making videos like this, and hopefully you can see that by the work I put in. That being said, if you could take a second out of your day to scroll down to the comments and leave me some feedback and maybe even a game you'd like like to see me play next, I would really appreciate it. With that, there's no better place to end the day than by watching the sunset at the summit. Genuinely, thank you so much to everyone who watched this video, and I hope to see you in the next one.